Welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. There's a lot to talk about today in the world of cryptocurrency. In today's video, I'm going to keep you completely informed, so smash the like button and let's start here. Number of Bitcoin entities with less than 1 Bitcoin have been growing. This on-chain metric shows a healthy upwards trend of smaller holders getting their share of the pie. The goal is to get Bitcoin into the wallets of as many people as possible as quickly as possible. I love this. And I don't think people truly understand what this means. It's one thing to look at this line going up, that's great, but it's another thing to try and comprehend how Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto, NFTs have been growing around the world by orders of magnitude. And this story on CNBC highlights that perfectly. Over 100,000 Cuban citizens rely on Bitcoin and crypto for their day-to-day lives because they are banned from using payment services like Visa, like PayPal. In this video, which cryptocurrencies do you think businesses accept? Which cryptocurrency do you think people are choosing to pay with? What type of people in Cuba are opting in to use NFTs? Take a look at this enlightening video into the culture of crypto in Cuba. Especially pay attention to the end, and then we'll get into some other big stories of the day.
It may look frozen in time, but Cuba is embracing the future. Its cryptocurrency market growing exponentially. An estimated 100,000 Cubans now use them, thanks largely to the rollout of mobile internet 3 years ago. Cafe owner Nelson Rodriguez now accepts payments in Bitcoin and Ethereum.
I like crypto because I believe in this philosophy.
So, as a first-timer, I'm hoping to pay for my meal.
Ethereum, send. Can I scan your QR code there?
Yep, I got 11.99. That's fine.
So you're 1 cent short,
Yeah.
and I got charged $5 more, but in the end we managed
In the end, yeah.
Perfect. Pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Most Cubans can't use internationally accepted credit or debit cards because of US sanctions. PayPal, Revolut, and Zelle are likewise banned. No problemo, says this plucky entrepreneur.
See you later, we don't need you anymore. That's the same behavior, that's the same way of thinking with all these services. Okay, you don't deliver services to me? Okay, no problem. I will use cryptocurrency to expand my business.
But with the embargo tighter than ever, international banks dealing with the island have been hit by steep fines. So even when the Cuban state has the money to buy food, vehicles and medicines, just making payments is a headache. Like most Cuban artists, Ernesto Cisneros saw his revenue slashed during the pandemic.
Con mi grupo yo hacía 100 conciertos al año. 100 conciertos cada año. Y de pronto, todo se detuvo. Es algo dramático.
But last year, he discovered non-fungible tokens, or NFTs. He now makes them, storing his music, videos, and photos on a blockchain, and sells them online. The appeal of these new currencies and assets? Their decentralization and anonymity, tailor-made for busting sanctions.
You can't block to the Cubans the use of the cryptocurrencies. That's a fact.
But it's still unclear how US sanctions could apply to Cuba's cryptocurrency market.
If you're trying to do a crypto transaction which gets around sanctions, then it's the same process as getting around anti-money laundering legislation. So trying to do one without doing the other seems to me to be a kind of a critical issue in terms of working out how to do it.
In other news, Chipotle's Buy the Dip promo includes $200,000 in crypto for customers' Coinbase accounts. Let's find out some details and then let's actually play the game. The fast casual chain kicked off a week-long promo today in which it's giving away $200,000 in cryptocurrency and almost $2 million in guacamole and queso blanco dip. The online game, Buy the Dip, runs through July 31st, aka National Avocado Day. Over the course of the week, Chipotle will give out crypto prizes of varying amounts to 516 players, while some 700,000 others will receive vouchers for free food. The cryptocurrency prizes, which range in cash value from $1,250 to $35,000, will be awarded in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, and Dogecoin. will be deposited into verified winners' Coinbase accounts, which they are required to claim them. Let's play, and I might edit this down a little just for brevity. So click play now. There'll be 3 steps. 1, hit start to make the line move. 2, buy the dip. Click buy the dip for a chance to win prizes. 3, did you win a prize? You have 15 seconds to claim it or swap it for a chance at something new. 3 tries. Start. Gotta buy the dip. When should I buy? How do I know? Should I be buying? Should I press it? Should I press it? I think I'm gonna have to press it. I'm gonna press it. Oh no, I didn't do it. Okay, let's try again. Start. Okay. How do I know when to buy the dip? How do I know when I want the $35,000? I'm gonna, maybe after it gets over that line, I'll buy the dip. Or right at the line. Oh, I didn't press it. Okay, I'm gonna buy. What? All right, one more chance, I guess, because I'm not sure. Like, if in the comments, let me know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, it's coming up. It's coming up. I don't know when. Maybe I'll just let it go. I think no. I'm gonna press it. I'm gonna press it once it gets like low again. Okay, it's getting kind of low. I'm gonna press it. I'm gonna press it. Maybe you'll have a better shot. In other news, the genie is out of the bottle, my friends. Projections for the future are looking good. Metaverse real estate sales to grow by 5 million by 2026. Now, today the metaverse is janky. It's a catch-all buzz term, but over time, more and more building is going to occur, more and more money is going to come in. There are 2 big reasons why the metaverse is going to grow to 5.36 billion by 2026. 2 big reasons. Number 1, first, the metaverse will gradually move towards a more mixed reality experience, giving more value to these platforms in which visitors can inhabit, taking annotations and decoding tags for different application-specific purposes. And 2, the second reason has to do with the popularity of cryptocurrencies, which will make this kind of property more approachable and easy to purchase in order to sell or rent, allowing its owners to obtain passive income. So janky today, better tomorrow. This is a growing trend. Get on it. In other news, hey, who likes layer 1s? Who likes new layer 1s? Curious what you think about this. New layer 1 blockchain, Aptos, raises 150 million from FTX and Jump Crypto. So this is a competitor to Ethereum, to Solana, to Cardano. Aptos Labs, a blockchain startup led by former Meta employees involved with the big tech giant's failed Diem project, has raised 150 mil to build, quote, the safest, most scalable L1 blockchain ever. The broader cryptocurrency community has raised some questions about the project's touted capabilities and the sum raised. The critiques, if we were to boil them down for brevity's sake, another hyped alt L1 eventually leading to dumping on retail is just all so tiring. So obviously the cryptocurrency community is saying we have viable L1s. We have Ethereum, of course. We have Binance Smart Chain. We have Solana, Avalanche, Cardano, Polkadot, Algorand. Ooh, this might be an old list. Terra's on it, unless they're talking about Terra 2. But we have Near, we have Cosmos. So is something like this just going to be a money grab? Time will tell, but we are keeping you updated on everything involving crypto. And tomorrow, my friends, tomorrow is an important day. The Federal Reserve will be making a big announcement. Prepare for a 2-day Fed meeting, which is expected to see a 75 basis point rate hike. This is starting on Tuesday. What you need to know is this. On Tuesday, there is a 2-day long Federal Reserve meeting. What are they expected to say? Well, they're expected to wrap up the meeting with the U.S. Central Bank raising interest rates by another 75 basis points. Fed officials have already upped benchmark short-term borrowing rates by 1.5% this year. We know this, including a 75 basis point increase in June, the largest such increase in nearly 3 decades. They do this because the Federal Reserve considers doing this its main weapon to curb growing inflation, which will see interest rates, the rate banks charge each other for overnight loans, increase to a targeted range of 2.25 to 2.5%, meaning that pandemic era support for the US economy is effectively coming to an end. When the Federal Reserve rates goes up, this impacts the entire economy, obviously, making a lot of things more expensive. The idea is that less accessible borrowing will dampen consumer demand, thus bringing inflation down. Interestingly, though, U.S. inflation has actually accelerated since the Fed began raising rates in March, with surging prices for gas, food, rent, capitulating the figure to a fresh 4-decade high of 9.1 inflation, probably a lot more. So big Federal Reserve meeting on Tuesday going into Wednesday. The expectation is we will see another 75 basis point rate hike, the Fed trying to curb inflation. As we know, the Federal Reserve getting more responsible with their monetary policy sends investable assets like Bitcoin down in the short term. The question is this priced in or not? The low for Bitcoin might already be in. Something like this might cause the low to come quickly. Either way, the low will be happening in the next 6 months, in my opinion, if it hasn't happened already. So this is something everybody in the world is keeping an eye on, including people in crypto. Tell me what you think will happen. In other news, Yuga Labs threatened with possible class action lawsuit. The suit likely will allege that Yuga Labs' Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs and ApeCoin are securities that failed to deliver on promised returns. So time will tell. If you're in the Bored Ape Yacht Club community, will you be participating in this class action lawsuit? Are you happy with the way Yuga Labs has handled ApeCoin and their own metaverse? Just want to keep you informed on this. Moving on to some other news, Cardano has reached a new height of network uptime, new milestone, 160 days without an outage. If you hold Cardano, this is information that you should know. While other networks, such as Solana, I like Solana, but let's be honest, they've been battling with issues related to network stability. Cardano, the largest proof-of-stake blockchain, has been actively running for 1,760 days without an outage. This serves as proof that Cardano is one of the most stable networks in the crypto industry. According to Cardano Blockchain Explorer, the Cardano network has been up and running for relatively 5 years, despite periods of notably high load, especially in 2021 when the blockchain project implemented its own smart contract functionality. A number of developers have been migrating to the Cardano network with their projects since smart contract functionality was rolled out on the network. What has clearly been attracting them is the fact that the network offers fast transaction processing and relatively low fees. It's also worth noting that the number of GitHub commits for the project reached 350 in June 2022, indicating that the network continues to undergo active development. It's also worth mentioning that the highly anticipated Vassal upgrade has boosted the popularity of Cardano, bringing more users to test out its features. And also, more features should be expected once the significant hard fork releases on the mainnet coming up. The crucial upgrade promises an increase in the number of new solutions, which will bring about the deployment of more applications on the Cardano blockchain. Hey, bear market, don't tell these builders, they continue to build, and surely this is a reason to be excited about the Cardano network. In other news, and speaking of class action lawsuits, this is much bigger than the Yuga Labs one. Celsius and Do Kwon get hit with yet another class action suit by U.S. law firm. As the fallout caused by blockchain company Terraform Labs and the cryptocurrency lending firm Celsius continues to claim victims across the crypto ecosystem, the involved entities have been taking the heat from all sides, including a class action suit by a United States firm. Its Braga, Eagle, and Squire PC, a nationally recognized stockholder rights law firm, has announced a class action lawsuit in a press release July 24th. Against Terra, against Do Kwon, against 3 Arrow Capital, Celsius, and other related personas and businesses at the U.S. District Court for Northern District of California. So, if this is something that would apply to you, seek these people out. Maybe you can get in on the class action lawsuit. Of course, with class action lawsuits, it will hurt the wrongdoers. It will make the U.S. law firm some money. Will you get back your full money owed? Probably not. But this is one way justice might be served. Of course, on a daily basis, we keep you informed. That's why you subscribe. See you tomorrow, my friends.